It's about fearlessness, courage to stick to when you're in it, stuff happens because you are now growing, right? And you decided to do something that you've never done before. And now it's time for you to live up to what you said you're going to do. So, of course, since you're stretching, with that comes some challenges, some humps, testing you to see if this is what you really want to do. What fearlessness is actually looks like is while you're living through it. What does that look like? What do you do? The truth is, fearlessness is not the absence of fear. It's not that you're going to be fearless. You're going to move anyway with that fear. It's what you choose to do when fear is present. And in the moment when you're writing, if writing that book is your project, or you decide to leave that job, or you decided to start your own company, or you decide to ask that girl out on that date, whatever that new thing is that you want to do. When you are speaking that vulnerability, when it's time for you to do that, vulnerability kicks in, right? When you are questioning the voice on whether or not she's going to say yes, on whether or not should I write that book, and yet something inside of you says, keep going. Keep going. So today you're going to hear from the authors that decided to join, that are here with me today, along with myself, that are part of this amazing book that tells their story. And again, it's just a glimpse of a part of their story, not the entire thing, because life. So I'm going to bring these amazing authors up, the ones that are here with me that were able to join me. We have Tiffany, we have Pete.
Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Hello, ladies.
Oh my goodness,
Hello.
we're
So
here for
exciting
part
to be here.
2. Yes.
Thank you so much
It's
for having
wonderful
us.
to see. Of course.
An honor. Such an honor.
And this conversation is Friday, right? And I know what's going on with you guys. What's the weather like over there where you, over here in South Florida, it's humid. We have a little bit of breeze. It's about 78 degrees. So the weather is nice. What about you guys? What's up?
It's beautiful over here. It's probably about 70, in the mid 70s, but the sun is shining. It's so beautiful today.
Where are you? You're in California, Tiffany?
Yes, Northern
Yes,
California. Yeah,
California. Yeah.
yeah.
And Peace, you?
Yeah, it's raining here. Very, very humid and wet. I'm in North Queensland in Australia.
Yeah, it looks like it wants to rain outside. It looked like that all day, but it hasn't rained. One of those days. It's one of those days. So again, thank you both for being here with me today to have this conversation. And I said to Tiffany, we're gonna just chill and just have being completely real with whatever is coming up for us is what we are going to have. And what happens is what happens. So everyone that's joining us and being a part of this conversation, just go with it, okay? Just go with it, and feel free to ask your questions, any prompts, any thoughts, engagement down below. We welcome it, okay? We welcome it by all means. So let's go to our prompts. That's gonna guide our conversation today. Before we do that, as we do that, Tiffany, I welcome you, as when you get ready to answer your prompts, to introduce yourself, and the same for you, Peace. I welcome you both to do that. And with that, I'll just throw it to you, Peace, Tiffany, whoever wants to go first. I'll turn the music down just a little bit because it feels like it's kind of loud. Is it loud for you guys?
Just a little bit, but it's good though.
Okay, how about now? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Peace. You're good?
Tiffany, do you want to go?
Okay. We're gonna I'm gonna have Peace go, and she may have to jump off and jump back in because internet be interneting and then it be playing games. Which is completely fine.
Well, I will.
Stephanie, you
so my name's Peace, founder of Women Changing the World. We run the Women Changing the World Awards. We have the Women Changing the World Summit coming up in Paris. But I'm also a publisher, and through Women Changing the World Press, we've published Women Living Fearlessly. And this book is so powerful. It talks about women stepping into their lives, overcoming the biggest challenges they face, and living the life of their dreams, because that's what happens when you have the courage to let go of fear. These women weren't naturally fearless. They had to develop that fearlessness. And that's what that got them to where they are today, to be an author in a book. And this book was launched in Times Square in New York City. And all of those things that these women are doing is because they had the courage to overcome their fearlessness and become fearless. That's me.
Yeah. I love it. Thank you, Peace. That's right. That's right.
Yes.
Oh, we overcame it, Tiffany. Like and you can too. Whoever's listening, you can too. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I guess that's my turn. I'm up, huh? Well, I am Tiffany James with the Encouraging Touch Enterprise. I am an author, I'm a speaker, I'm a storyteller, but more than anything, I am an encourager at heart. Like at heart, that's what I love to do. I've been doing storytelling and emceeing and encouraging women for now, oh my gosh, over 2 decades. And so I'm telling my age a little bit, but anyway, over 2 decades.
That's okay. It's needed. It's needed.
Yes.
And I don't care what age you are in, you always need someone to encourage you. Like, always. Yes.
I'm known as the personal encourager. So if you ever need encouragement, all you have to do is just pick up the phone or send me an inbox and I will encourage you. I can do it in my sleep. But it's what I love to do. And I'm grateful to be a part of Women Living Fearlessly and to partner with so many beautiful women and to just see the authenticity of women wanting to see other women succeed and just learning the stories. And so I'm really excited. I'm excited about what this book means, how all the stories are speaking to other women and giving them just the boldness that they need.
Yeah.
To step out and to be fearless, what that really means, and have organic conversations, real organic conversations. So that's me. I'm a retreat host as well. So I wear a lot of different hats, so I love it. So that's me.
I love all of that. And I'm going to ask you, what made you decide that? When in your life made you say, I am going to be an encourager? Because I know that's your website as well, encouragingtouch.com.
Mm-hmm.
Why that? Why not positive vibes or something? I don't know.
Well, it's actually a funny story, but I actually went to a 2-day conference and it was called Change Your Life in 90 Days. And I went because I was, at the pinnacle of my career. I was having such an incredible time, but something was missing and I didn't know what it was. And as I went into this beautiful conference, there were a lot of beautiful ladies. And throughout our time together, I was just encouraging women, speaking to women, telling them how beautiful they are. I had just recorded my first spoken word. And I had just went into the studio. So I asked the host, can I just give every lady just a CD? And I said, I don't want anything. I don't want to sell it. I just want to bless the women. The name of the spoken word was called You Are That Woman. And And so I sat up all night and I looked up all of the women's names, what their names meant. And I
Yeah.
wrote it in the CD case. I'm still telling my age again, CD case, okay? So I'm telling
You're
my age again.
good.
And so we were sitting at the table, and all of the ladies started to talk about just some of the things that I put in the CD case and what their name meant and how much it, me taking the time to do that. Some of them didn't know what their name meant. And so then there was a beautiful, wise lady sitting at the table, older lady, that became her name is Dr. Barbara Williams. She became my spiritual mom. And she said, "You know what she possessed?" And I said, "Well, what do I possess?" Because I didn't know. And she said, "You have the gift of exhortation. You are an encourager." And everything, just a light bulb went off. And everything about me made sense because I've been like that since I was a little girl. And so that's how encouraging touch came to be. Yeah,
Wow.
that's my story.
I love that. Thank you for coming
So
on,
beautiful.
Peace. Yes, I see we have other ladies, some of the other authors that are joining us. So let's see if we can get them on stage. Ladies, make sure your mic is on. Hello.
Hello.
Hey,
Oh my
Hello,
goodness.
my sister. Hello, Dr. Dale. Hello, Peace. Good morning to you.
hello,
Good,
ladies.
good evening.
Hi,
Good afternoon over
Sarah.
here.
Yes, it is. It's
Oh, so I'm gonna
1:14.
have both of you, since you just joined, introduce yourself, and before we get started, and we put the prompts on the screen. So the floor is yours.
Sarah?
You happy to go for you to go first? Yeah.
Okay. Hello, my fellow authors, and of course, our queen, Peace, a publisher and co-author. Okay, I was going to say good day, but I don't know why I was going to say that because I think Peace is in the room, but I'm currently in California. But I was born and raised in the Philippines and actually raised half in Australia. So now I'm in California because of love, and I just want to still be part of a community that just inspires and empowers the world. And that's how being part of the Osmompreneur and now Women Changing the World and now fellow authors that are all over the world. Mother of 6 right here and mompreneur
Love
and an
it.
author.
I love it. Okay, Sarah. Welcome back, Sarah.
So happy to be back. Sorry I'm a little bit late. So I'm Sarah. I run a photography studio in Western Sydney, and I'm also an advocate for domestic and family violence.
Mm.
I am an author as well. So I do a lot of that sort of stuff in here. Are we doing the question now, or
No,
okay?
no, not yet.
No,
No,
we'll
no,
answer later. Yeah.
not yet.
So
Yeah.
I'm also a mum to 6 kids, and I have all these kids that I've adopted underneath me as well.
This is not a part of it, but because this is an impromptu. So since we're kind of free flowing, I told the audience, I said, whatever comes up, just go with it. So is everyone here a mom? Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have
Okay.
4 kids.
I
Yes.
have 3
Okay.
girls.
So that means, okay, give me your one speed at mom advice while you were going through this book. One thing that you would advise when deciding to write a book as a mother. What is that?
Empowering my daughter. I only have one. So I want her to follow my lead and just make sure that she, stands out with her authentic self and just live life fearlessly.
Fearlessly.
Yeah.
I would say same thing, legacy. I'm leaving a legacy for my girls. So
I'm
Yeah, I
teaching
think
mine to not
similar
be
for
afraid.
me.
Sarah, what did you say? I didn't hear you.
Teaching mine to not be afraid, to always take every opportunity and jump 2 feet into it.
Peace. Can you repeat yours,
I
please?
think for me, it's always about encouraging my kids to follow their dreams. So whatever it is that they dream of doing with their life. I want them to have big dreams for their life. And I don't want them to let things like fear or self-doubt get in the way of them following their dreams. So that's what it is for me, really inspiring them, encouraging them, and showing them what it looks like to live the life of your dreams.
Because to add on everything that each of you had said, because the world can get noisy, right? People around you, noise, right? And drowning out your voice to listen to all of those is not good, right? Because it just makes you go in so many different directions, and only to end up at age 50 like that I didn't do, and I didn't say, and I didn't become the person that I really felt like I needed to become. Because I know women today that said, why did it take me so long to realize that I had this trauma and I should have just dealt with it then? You know, they ask themselves those hard questions. And you know, I said it doesn't matter. You're here now. You could have not. You exactly right, because you tend to like question all the things and where you went wrong and all this stuff, but you're here now.
You're here now.
You're here now.
Anybody
want to add to that before we get started?
Love it.
I think you said it well.
Beautiful. Okay, great. So here is our prompts, beautifuls. You can pick A, B, C, D. You can pick one or two since we have some time today. Whatever feels right. Pick one or two, and let's get this conversation going.
Can I start?
Absolutely, Peace. Peace, you know you can always start.
Because for me, writing a book is a journey. It's a whole process. And for this book, fear showed up for me when it came to doing our Amazon bestseller launch. And this book came out at the end of 2024. We had a big launch in New York City. We were on the billboard in Times Square. And then we went to the Oscars last year. All of the Oscars nominees received a copy of this book. And then I've been too scared to do the Amazon launch. And it just dawned on me how ridiculous that is. This book is called Women Living Fearlessly. Why am I scared about the Amazon launch? So fear is showing up for me again and again through this journey. I've been in business 17 years. I have a global business. We're in 97 countries now. And yet fear is still showing up for me in crazy, ridiculous ways. Like, why am I scared of the Amazon launch? Come on, I can do this. I've got all of you behind me. We're all going to do it together. And so fear continues to show up, no matter who you are, no matter what you're doing or you know, how big your business has grown and how confident you are and how many achievements you have. Fear will continue to show up. And it's up to you. The lesson in that is it's up to you to keep showing up. Fear can show up, but so can I. And we're going to do this. So I'm letting you know I am working behind the scenes, getting everything ready for our Amazon launch. And we're going to work together to get #1 bestseller. And we're going to do it. I'm not going to let fear stop me anymore. You heard
I have no doubts, Peace. You're amazing. I've witnessed everything you've done all these years. And I just want to add on that, if I can, ladies. You know, it's human nature just to overthink. And I guess we're our biggest cheerleader, and we're also our biggest critic. And also with my background as a high achiever, I had to relearn to not be such a pleaser. Relearn on how to not fear people's opinion. And it's happening now, and that's why I talk about my daughter all the time, is that she is now a high achiever as well. And just last night I heard her say, I want to be able to live up to what they're saying about me. And my husband's so supportive and say, you know what, you know you don't. You are perfectly fine the way you are, and don't think that you have to prove anybody wrong. And I'm listening. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I think I needed to hear that too. And I'm just resharing that with everybody here. Is that, just believe in yourself and be kind to yourself, and that's the main priority that we need to do, right? So I just wanted to add that real quick, and I appreciate having this chance to even voice that out. I have to excuse myself real quick. So Dr. Dale, you can exit me if you'd like.
No, that was, what do you mean? I'm gonna put her down. I think Ravimbo is.
I will be back.
Okay.
I just have to go and deal with the community.
Okay. Okay, you're good. Ravimbo, if you're on, I think Ravimbo is behind the scene. Ravimbo, if you're on, I need you to come on camera so we can add you to the stage, and then we can go from there. All right. So who's gonna go next? With yay.
Yes. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I think I will choose option A. Right, writing this book, what I had to confront. I think one of the things that kept showing up for me while I was writing this book is, what if everything that I prayed for, I dreamed for, kind of required a version of me that I was still becoming? And, because we don't all have it, we don't have it all together. And so when you put your story out there and you put yourself out there and your accomplishments, sometimes the world expects you to be perfect, but we're still growing. We're still stepping into the fullness of who we desire to be or dream to be. And so that kept coming up for me. And that critic of what if it doesn't work? What if nobody buys the book? What if nobody relates to your story? All these what ifs, that critic that's in your mind. What if it all fails? Because I was doing a lot of things around the same time as the book launch. I just went to Women Changing the World in London prior to, and I had the time of my life, winning first place. It was such an honor in personal women serving in personal service. I had just launched my You Belong in the Room retreats. I had re-envisioned what my retreats will look like, because we were just coming out of the end of COVID. You got to understand that. So every door closed. I lost a lot in COVID. And so it was like, what's now? What can I do next? Will it all go away again? Will I invest all of this, finances and time and energy into something else, and then it all goes away like it did in COVID, in a blink of an eye, right? Living with the unexpected, And so I think for me, I had to silence that critic and bet on myself. That's what I had to do. And I bet on myself. I nominated myself. Peace came on for WO3, and she interviewed when she was doing the interview, and she said, something, sometimes we wait on other people to believe in us and what we're doing, but sometimes we have to show up for ourselves. And I said, something? And she said, so you can nominate yourself. And I said, I'm not going to wait on anybody to nominate me. I cheerlead. I've been a cheerleader behind the scenes, just helping women. And I said, something? I'm going to clap for myself. I'm going to nominate myself. And I did. So that was my process. So thank you, Peace. Thank you, Peace.
Thank you. That's right.
Yeah. I love that so much. I love that so much. We've got to back ourselves. No one else is going to come and save us. They're not going to do it for us. We've got to show up for ourselves. And you have the courage to do that. You're always encouraging everyone else. It's important to encourage yourself too. Yeah. And all of the magic that happened because you had the courage to do that.
Exactly. And Tiffany, I know, because you're a believer, and I think everybody on here is a believer. There's a verse that says, encourage yourself in the Lord, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But that's the hardest thing for encouragers. We encourage everyone else, and we forget that the encourager needs to be encouraged. Yeah. So.
Ooh, that the coach need to be coach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a coach. You don't need a coach. Obviously, you need a coach as well, because you are in this human skin,
That's
And
right.
sometimes life gets the best of us, and we need to make sure we have people in our corner, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. And I needed that push.
yeah. I love that. I love that. This is what WCW, Women Changing the World, is all about. That's what this book is all about. Women living fearlessly. This is what it's all about. So, Sarah, I welcome you to share yours.
Well, yeah, mine's a little bit different. So there was a moment like during the writing process that I almost actually didn't submit my chapter. I actually let fear come in for a little bit and tell me that nobody wants to read another story from a woman who's left family violence. They don't want to know, they don't need to read another story about how I built everything, how I combated everything. And I had to really overcome that. So I guess some of those writing sessions with you, Peace, were really, really helpful, like listening to some of you other ladies as well. And having my own little cheer team here, my kids and that going, no, Mum, your story, it needs to be heard. You've gone through so much. You need to show women that you can accomplish anything. You can, beat that fear, and you can build an empire and beat everyone that's put you down and help to create that fear within you. So, oh no.
No, you're good. We can
Oh,
still
good.
hear you. We can still hear you.
My screen just went absolutely blank there, and I went, no, it said reconnecting. But yeah, like I was saying, really combating fear, especially in women, is a challenge for us because we actually grew up with that fear, being told that we can't do anything and our story is never good enough. And this book shows women that yes, we are, and there's all these different women from around the world who've come together to show you that we can beat that fear. So yeah.
I love it. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about, right? It goes to your you do it anyway, right? Do it anyway. Whatever doubt, because what happens? Someone said something in terms of when you have doubt and you're not sure and you have fear. Oh, it's because you're getting nudges to stretch you, telling you your higher self, your inner leader is calling you to do more, to be more. And everybody has that inner leader. And the only thing is that what I said to my point earlier is, are you listening, right, to that voice instead of the voices outside of us, listening to that inner leader so that way we can bring out that inner, that better, best version of ourselves. Because who you are today, ooh, it's nowhere near where you can be, right? What did they say when you go to heaven and you realize you could have had this much versus what you decided to accept for yourself? So, Rabembo, welcome to the conversation. You're on screen. I think you have to unmute. I welcome to you to introduce yourself and maybe jump into one of the questions on the screen.
Hello everyone, I'm Rubembo Mazonde. I'm a nurse by profession. I'm a nurse and psychologist by profession. I'm currently in Poland. I'm a Christian mom, daughter, wife, sister, you can name it all. Actually, I love people so much. I love people. I love loving people. That is so me. And I'll go with option C. For me, fear showed up as doubt, vulnerability, sometimes silence. And whilst I was writing my chapter, I came through difficult seasons. It was such a difficult time for me when I was writing my chapter. There were times I questioned whether I was strong enough to tell my story openly. Were people going to relate with my story? And many included marital struggles, health challenges, financial struggles, emotional challenges, mental challenges as well. Everything was just scattered by the time I was writing my and there was this fear that I'm pursuing my nursing degree, in a foreign land and my children are back home in Zimbabwe, all of those things were going through my mind. Am I good enough to actually share my story with the world? Most oftentimes would whisper, question to me, how will people understand my choices? Will they judge me? Does my story even matter to the world? So these thoughts sometimes would easily engrave fear in my heart. I don't want to lie. And most of the times I'll say, I think I'm not going to go ahead with it. I'm just going to leave it. What I realized during the writing process is that fear often appears when you are standing at the edge of growth. And for me, every time I felt afraid to write a particular part of the story, it usually meant that that part carried the deepest truth and I needed to share it with the world. I remember that period I was in Greece. I was actually working, trying to raise my funds for my tuition fee, and my laptop crashed. And I'm supposed to finish the chapter, and I'm not even close to Poland. I had to go and borrow a laptop from the manager from the hotel I was working to, and I tried to explain to him. They did not understand, but I said, no, I cannot let fear take over me. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stand my ground and I'm going to tell him I need the laptop. As much as we were not allowed to have access to the laptops, I went there, stood firm with my face high, with all the confidence. I don't know where I got the confidence and the courage to even ask. And they did give me the laptop. And I managed to finish my chapter, which I never thought I would finish, because I would finish my shift at 12 midnight, having started at 4 a.m. in the morning, because I needed the money. I was working practically 16 plus hours a day. I really needed the money. I had to make sure if I didn't work, I was not going to pay for my tuition. I was not able to take care of my children back home. But many questions were in my head. God, who is this girl? Where is she coming from? But the more pain that came through my mind, all the emotions, that was what pushed me. But fear almost took over. I was like, no, I don't think I'm good enough. I don't think I stand a chance. So I chose courage in real time, and I continued writing my story.
I love
and I realized
it.
courage doesn't decide that your purpose is greater than your fear.
Yeah. I love it. Rabembo, thank you so much for thank you. That was did you guys hear what she said? She said that she didn't know where she found the courage. She don't know where she found the fearlessness to tell them, hey, I need this laptop. I need to do what I need to do. And she don't know where she found it. She had it inside of her all the time. She just decided to tap into it that day. And from that day forward, continue to tap into it. Because there are going to always be opportunities for you to be able to stretch yourself. The thing is, are you going to take that challenge? Some people do, some people don't. But the authors here, the women on the stage, they decided to. And like we said in the beginning, at the top of the hour, you can too. Right? Welcome to the conversation, Liz. Welcome back.
Good morning, everyone from Australia.
Liz, welcome to introduce yourself and to kind of answer any one of those prompts as well.
Hi, everyone. So Liz Courtney, I'm a international film director, but I'm a person who is also a mum. I have 3 wonderful children, a husband, and I changed my life when I had an opportunity to go to Antarctica in 2010. And it was actually my fear that held me back. I actually said no to go. And my kids said, Mom, you're crazy. Why are you not going? And I'm like, who's going to do the school run? Who's going to do the lunch boxes? Who's going to do all these things? And I was like, girl, why aren't you really going? And I looked in the mirror that night, and it was really my fear. I was really fearful of taking a trip on the Drake Passage on an icebreaker. And I'd also seen quite a film called A Perfect Storm, which was only a few weeks prior. And in that, it's just like this person's lost at sea and they don't end up really surviving. It was kind of playing off my fear. But I looked in the mirror and I was like, if I define myself by fear, then I'll never know. And I rang back the next day and I said I would go. And so that was like a fairly major pivot point for me, which was looking at what was holding me back. And I did go. I spent 3.5 weeks with 40 teenagers from around the world. I learned so much through them about fear and about how they see things so differently. And we did hit a Category 5 hurricane on the way back from Antarctica. I did ring my husband and say, I think I'm going to die. I'm not going to make it. And he's like, pull yourself together. Like, you're in an icebreaker. You'll be fine. And the teenagers were like, this is awesome. This is better than Disney World. And I'm like, different perspective, right? Different perspective. So I'm so grateful to all the perspectives of all the young people that really taught me a lot about my own internal fear. And it's made me so much more fearless. And so when I was invited by Peace to be part of this book, I was like, it's just like time to break free. And I think when I was writing my chapter, I really tapped into that feeling I had of my fear and passing through my fear. The experiences I had with these young people who showed me fear in a totally different light. It wasn't fear to them. It was adventure, excitement. It was part of life. Didn't see it the same way. And I was so grateful for their lens to see things differently. And that stood by me because I dog sled across the kind of northern Arctic and we jumped a lee and I was the first one over, but it was a moment in time where the ice on the other side was soft. And for a moment, we had like maybe 40 seconds to get back across again. That was kind of another life experience of fear.
Yeah.
In that moment, I realized I stayed quite calm and got back across. So all these experiences that I've had came into the book. I think thank you to the meditations that we did in the writing process.
Yes.
Helped me tap into my inner self and to hear my inner voice and to not be as fearful to share my voice. And I think it's a strange thing, but I don't mind speaking and standing up in front of a crowd and all the rest of it. When it actually comes to putting yourself on paper and thinking that people are going to read this, it's like, I feel like it's like taking people into your inner soul, into your inner self.
It is
a really different point of courage, right? Because you're sharing something that's so, it's been so close to you and you're starting to pull the curtain away and share parts of yourself that maybe you've only shared with a few people or just yourself. So I found writing the book took me on a journey and it took me into a place, but thank you to the work that we did with Peace. It allowed us to come into that space in a really still way.
Yeah.
And it's like I always imagined I was sitting around a lily pond and it was, there was lots
It was
of nature
nice.
there. And it was so beautiful and quiet and just being able to reach into myself and share the words.
Yeah.
So I think
that's what helped me
really-
as well, Liz. I agree.
Yeah.
That helped me as well. That time, it gave you the time to kind of sit there and with your own self, right? And that self-awareness and just be completely vulnerable and without judgment, right? That
Very
space.
intentional.
Yeah.
And it also took away all the other layers of, I kind of would call them illusion in the sense that we see all these other layers around us, but when you can
Agreed.
take everything away and take those illusions away, you can come into finding a lot more about who you are. And
Agreed.
so I think that process was confronted, but also opened us up to allowing us to share who we really are.
Agreed. Thank you. Thank you, Liz. I love that. I love that. Bethany, welcome to the conversation. Bethany, I welcome you to
It is
introduce
a
yourself.
pleasure to be here. How are we all this morning? It is
Hello. We
beautiful,
have about,
wonderful to see your beautiful faces.
Bethany, we have about a minute or so. So introduce yourself, share whatever one of the prompts. Did you see the prompts so you can pick
Yes,
one and give us your thoughts on it? And we can get ready to
no
close
problem.
because
Hi, Bethany Chambers. I'm the proud disabled founder of Merry-Go-Round Toys. I'm a social entrepreneur this is my story of my world crashing down around me. I was a very successful, competent, capable policewoman, and I loved my job. I worked with young people specifically as I had experienced homelessness as a young child myself. It was kind of a manner for me to help them as well as kind of save myself in the process.
yeah.
Sadly, at 36, I had a simple routine operation that lost my life and left me permanently disabled and in constant pain. So at 36, newly married with our forever home and a new baby, my world changed completely. And it was quite cathartic, I think, sharing this journey, but also really hard insofar as opening up wounds for the family and for all of us to rekindle those frightening times. But it's really important for me to share with other women that we are phoenixes.
That's why you're here, Bethany.
Within us, and
that's why you're here.
Yeah, do this. We have to just push through, and sometimes that means reinventing who we were into how we can move forward. Because although my body has limitations, my passion does not.
Agreed. So which option do you pick? There was a moment during so give us one moment during the writing process, the A, B, C, D. Which one did you pick?
Want to make sure that the hardest part for me, D, was telling my truth insofar as painting a picture that others could be there, but also re-traumatizing myself and the family going through that. But I think it's really important to push past that and share our own journeys to empower others.
1000%.
It can be done, ladies.
Bethany, thank you. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. It is such an honor to share the covers with you, lovely ladies, and your vulnerabilities, and obviously your wins. It's important that we all collaborate and support each other. This is what it's all about.
Agreed. Thank you all for your honesty, your courage, your stories that you shared. And this is, again, like I mentioned before, this is just a glimpse into your stories, because my life has a lot of ups and downs and ins and outs and left and right? But how do you handle when you're in those funky moments? And I am so glad that each and every single one of you are living fearlessly and seeing it through, because courage, right? That's where the courage, you decided to have courage sit in that seat and not fear. That's what we did. That's what we all did. And we continue to do that every single day. So we're to time, you guys. It's really hard to tell. You see how fast the time went by? It went by so fast. So thank you, Tiffany, Peace, Sarah, Rabimbo, we had Pasco here earlier, Liz, Bethany. I do want to welcome you, Peace, before we get out of here, to share, to mention anything that's going on with Women Changing the World before we kind of close out. So,
Thank you so much. Thank you for hosting us again, Dr. Dale. It's been a wonderful conversation with our authors. I've really loved it. I just wanted to remind everybody that the Women Changing the World Summit is coming up in Paris on the 22nd of April. It's going to be an incredible event bringing together women from all over the world. We'll have amazing speakers, including Dr. Tererai Trent, and we will also be presenting the global awards for the Women Changing the World Awards. So it's going to be incredibly beautiful, exciting, and wonderful event. And that's happening on the 22nd of April in Paris. And you can book your ticket at wcwawards.com. So thank you so much again, Dr. Dale.
absolutely. Sarah, we are done. But if you want to introduce yourself right quick and say your one sentence or two, I welcome it. Because I do want to make sure that you are seen as well.
Technology is not my friend.
It's okay. It's okay.
So, but
completely
I'll
okay.
get to watch the live. So thank you guys. Now I've really stole stage last minute, but
You're good. You're good. Do you want to answer one of the prompts before we get out of here? Give you a 1 minute here. I do have it on the screen
I'll be putting on the
as
spot.
well.
I've got on nervous now.
I am. This is what we're doing. I told everybody already. I told everybody that whatever happens during this live, just go with it. And this is what we're doing. So you're
Well,
going to
this is
just
my
go with it.
fear. I'm facing my fear jumping on now and still playing with technology. I was going like, no, abort. So it goes with the theme, but yeah, it was a big jump to just be a part of this book, and it's been a journey. So just to find my voice and not be afraid and just jump, put it out there and block out the noise. So it's been great.
I agree.
The women are just amazing. So
I decided to when I get sometimes when I get scared or I should say fearful, I decide that I jump, and then afterwards I look back and I said, oh, okay, because if I had done it when I was if I did the assessment while I was doing it, then I wouldn't do it. Right? And sometimes you look back and you're like, man, I came a long way. Now that you looked at it, right? So thank you guys for this conversation. If this, each and every single one of you that are listening, of course, we talked about Women Living Fearlessly. This is the book. It's on Amazon. If you want to support each and one of the women that are here, they're on LinkedIn, they're on Instagram. The name that's here, just follow it. We mentioned Women Changing the World. That's wcwawards.com. And that's how we all connected. And that's what all about. We're here to support each other, love each other, just give abundance and love and peace to the world. And that's what this is. And so if you follow us, because this is the second episode, we're having the third one, March 27th. Same time, same place. Okay. In 2 weeks, we're going to have part 3. And then that's it. If you missed part 1, Dr. Dale Reports, or follow any one of these amazing women, they have it on their socials as well. And you can see part 1 and see that the awakening today was about the courage, right, to continue during the journey. And then in 2 weeks, we're going to be talking about bringing it home, that continuous transformation, because the work is not done. Right? Amazing women, the work is not done. So thank you all for being here. Say bye, everyone. We are to time later. I think everyone is still. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. See you next time. Bye.